Welcome to another episode of Comic Book Savant video. This episode is going to be all about Star Wars The Last Jedi. If you're not already aware, it has been out in theaters for this past weekend. It made about $220 million its opening weekend. It's been a relative success, but it still might be some of you out there that haven't had a chance to see the movie yet. So I'm going to do a non-spoiler review real quick for you guys, just to give the people that haven't seen it yet just my thoughts and impressions of the film, and if it's worth your time to go and see if you're one of the few people in the world that haven't seen Star Wars The Last Jedi yet. It's a very entertaining movie, fun movie, even funnier than what I originally anticipated from the trailers. It had a very dark overtone and feel to the actual picture, but when you actually sit down and watch the movie, it's actually way funnier and a lot more comedy infused in with the darkness to kind of balance it out than more might expect it. Now, this movie, unlike The Force Awakens, this movie is directed by Rian Johnson. He's known for movies like Brick, as well as Looper. That was a very good sci-fi movie that came out a few years ago with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This is definitely on a way bigger scale than what we've seen from Rian Johnson. I feel like he wrote and as well as directed the movie, so it goes in some different directions than one or people speculated or anticipated for where this trilogy was going. But me personally, I kind of enjoyed the risk that he took in trying to take this and make it his own, and it has its own unique voice, but it very much is steeped in Star Wars, history. But I just think he took a lot of the things that fanboys and different people in the internet speculated about and kind of took his own spin on it. So it's not what necessarily you anticipated. For some people, and it's been backlash going all around the internet about some of the choices that Rian Johnson made in writing and directing the movie that some people didn't care for, and it's quite polarizing to others. And this movie can be, even though it made a huge amount of money, you're seeing a lot of backlash that's coming out since the movie's released about, it's a loud minority that has their own thoughts and opinions of the movie and didn't like necessarily things that he did. I have to say, me personally, for the risk that he took, majority of them worked. And when it came down to me liking this film or recommending it to people, the things that I felt like that he did that didn't work, compared to the things that he pulled off that were really jaw-dropping, wow type moments for me as a fan, that made the movie pleasant. And I would have to highly recommend this movie. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the movie again when I get a chance, probably over the holidays. I will probably try to go out and see it along with some of the other movies that's out in the theater, to at least see it in the theater one more time. I don't really do repeat viewings of movies that much in a movie theater anymore, because there's just so many movies coming out. But this is one that right after I left, that I could watch that again, because there was so many different things going on as a fan to kind of take in over the course of the movie, and Easter eggs and so forth. It calls for a repeat viewing, but it took me some time to really think about it. That's why this review took a little bit longer to come out, because it again is definitely Rian Johnson definitely did some things to give you something to think about after you left the movie theater, where the franchise is and where it might be going in the future. But I think that's a good thing, because a lot of people complained about J.J. Abrams, how they felt like it was a carbon copy of Force Awakens, was a carbon copy of Episode 4, New Hope, where this, you can see where Rian Johnson, being a big fan of Star Wars, he took little tropes from all the different movies in between all the trilogies, and took something else, a trope of Star Wars, and kind of did his own twist on it to turn it on his ear, to make you be like, oh, he's copying that, but he put a little twist on it and it went differently. And I like that. I like that he came in and shook it up. It's already been announced that he's going to be doing his own trilogy that's set in a different time period, in a different galaxy in the Star Wars world. I think I'm up to seeing what that vision might be based on what we got here in this film. Is it my favorite Star Wars movie of all time? No, I don't think it is. But it's up there. I think this movie lands in my top 5 of all the Star Wars movies that we have out there now. So then we have about nine films, soon to be 10, because Han Solo is just a few months down the pike. What's that, May or June? But I definitely made it in my top 5. It's just a lot of awe moments and jaw-dropping things that I didn't really expect from this movie. I thought it would have been a little safer, but I like the risk they took. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, it's worth going out in the theater to see it at least once, preferably twice, because I think you'll pick up a ton more on repeat viewings of the film. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I'll have a full spoiler review on the audio podcast. It'll be a link on the YouTube page for the audio podcast, or you can go to comicbooksavant.com and you'll see the posting for the audio episode. It should be available now. So if you're viewing this now and you want to hear a spoiler-filled review for people that have seen the movie, then definitely check out comicbooksavant.com for that. Or again, it should be a link here under the audio podcast playlist for the most recent audio episode of Comic Book Savant, so you can check it out either place. That's all I have for you guys this week. This will probably be... No, I actually have one more video before to close out the new year, which will be a comic book review that will be coming up next week. And that's all I have for you guys. If I don't see you before then, you have a happy holiday and a good new year, and I'll see you on the flip side in 2018. You guys take care and be safe over the holidays. See you soon. Take care.